Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Dungeons and Dragons with ChatGPT. I'm Hubert Shorter. I am not the Dungeon Master. I'm really playing the game. ChatGPT has taken on that role, which is great because what I'm trying to do here is to get those of you who use it to use it in this way. I think it's particularly useful for those of you who perhaps can't play it with a bunch of other people. So that's my aim here. Now, last time, if you recall, we had encountered a very strange figure in the snow who revealed some very interesting details and from whom we obtained a sword. I'd planned to give it to Halra. And we went back to sleep, and lo and behold, we were woken by wolves. As a matter of fact, if I go over to the tavern, let's go over to the tavern right now. This is pretty much where we were. So, as a bit of a reminder there's the last paragraph, which you hopefully will remember from the last episode. And we had some choices to make. So, why don't we get started with this week's episode? Sarah grabs her staff, muttering an incantation under her breath while Kaylin slips into position just beyond the firelight, an arrow already drawn. Halra stands tall in front, sword raised with the fire's glow to keep the approaching shapes in sight. The yipping stops, silence stretches across the snow. Too still. Then three massive white-furred shapes emerge from the gully, their eyes glinting pale blue, breath streaming or steaming in long plumes. One of the largest steps forward, lips curling back to reveal teeth like carved ice. Do you charge? Hold position. Signal Kaylin to loose an arrow. Have Sarah cast a protective ward before the fight starts. I think I'm going to go for 4 because there's no question that there's going to be a battle of sorts. So let's just get ourselves prepared for that. Now, it's whizzed past because one of the things that I was attempting to do was to get GPT to produce an image based on where we were up to, which is something that I normally do, and I wasn't too pleased with the results. So I don't think, although I will make a thumbnail for this video based on the adventure so far, or at least the starting point, it won't be any of the ones that were previously created. Okay, we're back. You shout over the crackling fire, pointing your sword to the ground in front of you. Sarah, ward us now. Sarah slams her staff into the snow, the runes along its shaft glowing bright azure. A dome of shimmering force ripples outward, encasing the 4 of you just as the wolves lunge. The lead beast slams into the barrier, claws scraping and sparks of blue magic flashing where ice fangs bite against the ward. The other 2 prowl the edge, circling, their howls echoing through the valley. Sarah grits her teeth, both hands locked on the staff. Sarah, the shield won't hold for long. Make your strikes count when it drops. Kaylin already has an arrow nocked, eyes sharp. Halra presses her shoulders against yours, sword raised and ready. Do you rush the lead wolf the moment the barrier falls? Signal Kaylin to start picking them off. Coordinate a strike with Halra for maximum effect. Ask Sarah to unleash offensive magic instead of maintaining the shield. So I think I'm going to signal Kaylin to start the process of taking them down with arrows. To me, that just seems the logical thing to do, which is what I'm always talking about. So we'll see how that works. Will it work? Now, I've noticed, again, and I mentioned this in the last episode, since the launch of GPT-5, it's a little slow. It's been a little slow. Anyway, we seem to have gotten a result. You glance back at Kaylin and give a sharp nod. She narrows her eyes, steadying her bowstring. The moment the barrier flickers, she steps forward into the gap, loosing her arrow with deadly precision. The shaft streaks through the cold night air and buries itself deep into the lead wolf's shoulder. The beast lets out a furious howl, staggering back in the snow, pale blue blood hissing at it as it splashes against the ice. Blue blood, okay. The other two wolves snap their jaws and surge closer, slamming against the barrier with renewed fury. The dome of light shudders, cracks racing along its surface like splintering glass. Sarah straining. I can't hold it much longer. Haura sets her stance, sword lifted high. Then we strike together when it falls. Do you focus all attacks on the wounded lead wolf? Split targets, Kaylin and Sarah on one wolf, you and Haura on another. Try to break through their encirclement and reposition. Hold until the barrier drops and unleash a surprise charge. A surprise charge? Would that really be a surprise? Let's split and attack separately. So I'm going to go for option 2. I think that makes the most sense. So as I was saying before, this is moving a little bit slower than usual. I was hoping that it would have sorted itself out by now. It clearly hasn't, but you know, lots of people are using GPT-5, so we'll just have to live with it for now. Looks like we've got a result coming. You bark orders quickly, your voice cutting through the howling and the cracking shield, sorry. Alvaran, Kaylin, Sarah, take the left, Haura with me. We bring the right one down fast. Kaylin slides to the side, her bow ready, lining up another shot while Sarah pulls her staff back, light swelling at its tip. You and Haura shift to flank right, blades ready. The barrier shatters with a sound like breaking ice. The wolves surge forward, one wounded but still furious, the other two lunging in with snapping jaws. Kaylin's arrow flies true, striking her target in the chest. Sarah unleashes a burst of radiant flame, forcing it back on scorched paws. Meanwhile, Haura charges forward with a shout, her sword cutting a wide arc toward the wolf on your side. It's your turn. Roll to attack the wolf on your flank. What's your strike? So I've got to roll. Let's see what we get. Let me make sure I'm rolling a d20. I am. I've rolled a 16. And I'm fairly certain that's going to be a strike. Fairly certain. Question is it enough to bring the beast down? Will it be enough? We're about to find out. You swing your long sword in a clean, decisive arc. You rolled a 16 plus 5, strength and proficiency, 21 to hit, solid strike. The blade bites deep into the wolf's flank, cutting through thick fur and muscle. The beast yelps in fury, skidding sideways in the snow, blood streaming in the cold air. Or steaming, sorry. Roll for damage, 1d8 plus 3. So where is my d8? Can't find it. Is this my d8? I think this is my d8. Is it? 1, 2, no, that's my d10. Where's my d8? Oh, there it is. Right, let's go. Oh dear, scored a 1. So I think it does the addition. I'm guessing. So if I just put the 1 in, it should add the 3. I don't think I've done a lot of damage to it. Not with a score on 1 and a d8. Not by any stretch of the imagination. Anyway, we'll see. Oh, we've got something incoming. Your sword cuts in, but the angle is shallow. As I expected, you rolled a 1+3, strength modifier, 4 damage. The wolf snarls, blood staining its white coat, but it's far from finished. It lowers its head, icy breath spilling from its jaws as it prepares to counter. Howra presses the attack beside you, her sword flashing down in a heavy strike. She drives her blade across its shoulder, forcing it back a step. The beast growls, teeth snapping wildly. On the left flank, Kaylin's arrow thuds into her target's side while Sarah lashes it with a radiant burst, staggering it further. The lead wounded wolf is circling, its eyes glowing brighter with rage. Do you press your assault with Howra, focusing on your wolf? I don't know why I'm finding it so hard to talk today. Switch targets to finish the wounded lead wolf, fall back defensively and draw the wolf toward Kaylin's fire. Try to coordinate a combined strike with Howra for maximum damage. Let's coordinate this because we want to try our best to get rid of all of them. And it's always best when you work as part of a team. I can't believe that there's so much conflict when you're just trying to get to sleep. Anyway, we've got a result. You shift your stance, catching Howra's eye. In the split second between strikes, you both nod, moving in tandem. You lower your shield to bait the wolf forward. It snaps at you, jaws flashing, but Howra smashes her shield against its muzzle, throwing it off balance. You surge at the same moment, blade arcing for a joint strike. Roll to attack with advantage. Roll twice, take the higher results. I think we are going to do very well. So I've rolled a 20. I don't need to roll again because that's the highest you can get. So there we go. I think we've probably definitely taken out this wolf. Or at least I hope so. I think we probably have. What's the result of all of this? I've got something. I can see what looks like a target icon of some sort. In perfect unison with Howra, you drive your blade forward. Her strike forces the wolf low, and your sword plunges straight through its chest. The sound of rending flesh and the pained howl echoes across the snow as the beast collapses under the force of your combined blow. The wolf thrashes once, then lies still, its blood melting a dark scar into the white frost. Howra yanks her blade free, grinning fiercely. That's how we do it. But there's no time to celebrate. The wounded lead wolf lunges at Kaylin and Sarah, snapping through flame and arrow fire, while the third unhurt wolf circles toward your flank, teeth bared. Do you charge to keep Kaylin and Sarah... charge to help Kaylin and Sarah finish the lead wolf, intercept the fresh wolf before it hits your backline, regroup with the party to fight shoulder to shoulder, intimidate the remaining wolves, hoping to drive them off. We've still got the lead wolf to deal with. And I don't want Kaylin and Sarah to get hurt. So I'm actually going to go for 3. We're going to regroup and fight shoulder to shoulder. Work as a team. That's always the objective. It'd be interesting to see what becomes of this if we're successful in this battle, which I assume we will be. You raise your shield and motion for the others to pull in tight. Alvaran, back to back. Don't give them an opening. The four of you form a tight knot around the fire's dying glow. Halra at your side, Kaelin crouched low with her bow ready, and Sarah's staff burning with protective light. The two remaining wolves circle, their glowing blue eyes flickering in the darkness. The wounded lead wolf snarls through bloodied fangs, while the fresh one stalks cautiously, testing for weakness. For a tense moment, the circle holds. The fire crackles, arrows hum against bowstring, and frost crunches onto the beast's paws. Then both wolves leap at once. Oh dear. Halra catches the fresh wolf with her shield, locking it in a clash of muscle and steel. The lead wolf barrels straight for you, jaws wide. Roll a strength check to block its charge with your shield. Now, let's see. I've rolled an 11, so I think I'll be okay. I'm sure I'll be okay. But fingers crossed. What is the result? What is the result? 11 plus 3, 14. The lead wolf slams into your shield with bone-rattling force. Your boots skid back through the snow a half step, but you hold firm. Its icy breath blasts across your face as it snarls and snaps, unable to break through your defense. Behind you, Kaelin looses another arrow, the shaft burying into the beast's side. Sarah follows with a blast of radiant light, scorching its fur and driving it back a pace. On the other flank, Halra locks blades with the fresh wolf, sparks flying as her sword clangs off its snapping jaws. The fight hangs on a knife's edge. So, do you press the offense and strike the wounded lead wolf? Turn to help Halra against the fresh wolf? Halra can take care of herself. Hold defense, buying time for Kaelin and Sarah's ranged assault. Try to shove the lead wolf to the ground and pin it. I'm going to go with 3. If I can buy them some time so that together they can help with the attack going forward. Again, that seems to make sense. Two people attacking is better than one. So why not? Let's see if this is going to be successful though. Something tells me we could be in trouble, maybe? Possibly? You set your stance, shield high, refusing to give the lead wolf an opening. Every time it lunges, your shield slams back, denying its fangs a purchase. Keep firing, I'll hold it here. Kaelin doesn't waste the chance. Her next arrow pierces straight through the wolf's chest, sending it stumbling back with a howl of pain. Before it can recover, Sarah thrusts her staff forward, a burst of radiant flame engulfing the beast's face. The lead wolf shrieks, thrashes, and collapses in the snow, its glowing eyes dimming to nothing. Now only the fresh wolf remains. Halra is still locked with it, her shield pressed against its snapping jaws. The beast's strength is immense, but its focus on her leaves its flank exposed. Do you strike the wolf's exposed flank? Try to shove it off balance, distract it so Kaelin can fire safely. Call on Sarah to strike with another spell. Well, I think I'm in the position where I can just strike this beast by myself. So that's the option I'm going for. I think we should be able to take care of this. I think we're close to the end. And I really do want to get this part completed. You pivot smoothly around Halra's shield angle to deflect any sudden snap. The wolf's flank is wide open as it strains against her blade. You seize the opening and swing your longsword with full force. You rolled to hit earlier, so now roll for attack again against the fresh wolf. So I'm going to roll a d20. 17. I'm getting some good rolls today, which is not something I'm used to. But I'm sure this is probably going to take out that wolf. Now, I was saying that I do want to get this battle over and done with because I really want to get back to the main story. So I've got 22 clean strike. Your blade slices deep into the wolf's exposed flank. The beast lets out a furious pained yelp, staggering sideways and loosening its grip on Halra's shield. Roll for damage. I've got to roll my d8. Oh, I've rolled a 1. Can't believe that. Anyway, it's still going to take damage. Not a lot, but it's still going to take some. What's the result of all of this? Your sword tears across the wolf's ribs, blood spraying against the snow. The cut is shallow. It forces the beast to recoil, giving Halra the space she needs. Halra roars and drives her longsword forward, striking the wolf against the muzzle. The beast staggers, snapping wildly, but it's badly hurt now. Kaylin's arrow whistles past your shoulder, thudding into its hind leg. Sarah thrusts her staff, a crackling burst of radiant light searing its fur and leaving the wolf howling in agony. The last of the pack is wounded and cornered, its glowing eyes darting between the 4 of you. Go for the finish, let Halra claim the kill, try to drive it off instead of killing, hold your ground seeing if it retreats on its own. So, I don't like killing animals unless I absolutely have to, and I would imagine, given the situation that it's in, it's probably going to retreat. But is it going to retreat and come back with more wolves? I mean, I doubt it, but that's always a possibility, I suppose. Let's see what the result of all of this is. You plant your boots firmly in the snow, sword raised but steady, shield braced. The others catch your cue. Halra lowers her blade just slightly, Kaylin holds her bowstring taut without loosing, and Sarah's staff glows ready to strike if needed. The wolf growls, its ragged breath steaming in the cold night air. It paces a half circle, hackles raised, blood dripping into the snow. For a tense heartbeat, its glowing eyes lock with yours. Then, its ears flick. A whine escapes its throat. With a final snarl, it backs away, limping into the darkness. The sound of crunching paws fades into the frozen valley until silence returns. Halra exhales sharply. Knows when it's beaten, smarter than it looked. Kaylin lowers her bow, scanning the ridge. We'll need to move camp soon. The howls may have carried. Sarah kneels by the fallen wolves, exhaustion heavy in her voice. These are no ordinary beasts. They were touched by the same magic as the Sentinel. Do you examine the wolf corpses for clues? Absolutely. I want to know more about that. Definitely. I'm not even going to look at the other options. Because I'm beginning to think now maybe someone's sending them. And that's scary. What I will say is that it's been a long night for the 4 adventurers. And will they make it to morning? You kneel in the snow beside the nearest wolf's body, the steam of its lifeblood still rising in faint wisps. With gloved hands, you brush back its thick white fur, searching for signs of what Sarah sensed. At first, it looks like a normal winter wolf, just massive, bred for the ice, but as you roll it slightly, you notice faint black runes etched into the skin beneath the fur, glowing faintly even in death. Wow. They're jagged, carved like brands, the same style you saw on the frozen sentinel's armor. The second corpse bears the same markings, though less distinct, like the magic was fading. The largest wolf, the leader, has the clearest etchings running in twisted lines down its chest and forelegs. Sarah leans close, eyes narrowing. These runes, they're siphons. The wolves weren't born with this magic, they were forced into it. Someone nearby is weaving these curses. Halra clenches her jaw. Then we're not hunting just wolves anymore. Do you take a pelt or rune-marked fragment for study, destroy the corpses to prevent further corruption, track the wolf that escaped hoping it leads you to the source, leave the bodies and regroup, moving camp before dawn? We're going to move camp. And if needs be, after that, we're going to see if we can track the source of all of this. Because there is definitely something weird going on. So I hope I've made the right choice, I guess is the long and the short of it. Now, how long have we been going for? 27 minutes. I was hoping to do a 30-minute episode, and we've spent quite a bit of time just dealing with these wolves, so it'd be interesting to see what comes out of all of this. So we're waiting. We're still waiting. And I'm actually wondering if GPT-5 has stopped functioning, because it doesn't look like it's thinking about it. So I'm going to put in 4 again. Let's try it again. Doesn't seem as though it's thinking about the response yet. You see, it's thinking about it now. And it seems to have stopped. So let's pause it for a second and let's troubleshoot this. Oh no, wait a minute. No, it's going again. It's definitely thinking about it. I can see the dot pulsating, which it wasn't doing before. So hopefully we'll get a result in a moment. It's moving very slow. If for whatever reason it seems to have... Oh, there we go. No, it's back up and it's running. Okay, let's go on. You signal for the group to halt before the dark ridges close in further. Dropping your pack into the snow, you unroll the worn map and smooth it across your shield, the fire's faint embers giving just enough light. The parchment is speckled with ice, its ink smudged in places, but the markings are still clear. The map shows the fjord stretching north into Witchpine Valley, a long narrow passage marked by sharp ridges. At its heart, a black sigil has been scrawled with eye set with tangled roots. Beneath it, faded script from the seer's prophecy, where roots twist beneath the ice, the eye of frost shall awaken. Guarded not by beasts of nature, but by those bound in chains unseen. Break the seal, and winter's heart will bleed. Sarah leans close, eyes scanning the verse. The runes on the walls, they were the chains. Someone is binding the valley's creatures to guard the eye. Kaelin mutters, glancing towards the distant shadows of the valley, and we're walking straight into their nest. Halra rests her sword on her shoulder, grinning despite the cold. Good. Better to cut the root than hack at branches. Do you press immediately toward Witchpine Valley, rest and prepare for spells, arrows and supplies at dawn, try to track the surviving wolf in hopes it leads to its master, discuss the prophecy's meaning further with Sarah before acting. We need a rest. We definitely need a rest, I think. So I'm going with that, and we can regroup, we can investigate and possibly even track in the morning. But we've not had a good night. We've had the sentinel and we've had these wolves who were trying to kill us. So we'll see what the result of this is, and we'll think about ending this episode. You roll the map back up and tuck it away, your breath misting in the cold air. Will be no use to anyone half frozen and drained. We rest quietly. At dawn, we move. Halra gives a short nod, already searching for a defensible hollow in the rocks nearby. Kaelin shoulders her bow and mutters, "If that wolf brings back others, we'll need to be sharp at first light." Sarah traces her hand across the cloth-wrapped Moonveil greatsword, her expression tense. "I'll keep a ward up as long as I can. It won't stop a pack, but it might give us a warning." The four of you settle in a shallow cleft of stone, the embers of your old fire left behind. The night is cold, harsh, but uneventful. Only distant howls echo across the fjord, never drawing nearer. When the pale light of dawn creeps over the shadowy ridges, you rise, stiff and weary, but alive. The air is sharper, the valley ahead swathed in mist. Witchpine awaits. Would you like to march straight into Witchpine Valley? Scout ahead quietly with Kaelin before the group enters. Send Sarah to attempt a ritual to sense the magic before approaching. Ask Halra to prepare the party tactically for a likely ambush. Now, this is a very, very important selection here. I don't think I want to march straight into Witchpine, and I'm not too sure I want to scout ahead. Halra seems to know a lot about what's expected. So I'm going to make this the last choice. We're going to ask Halra to prepare the party tactically for a likely ambush. Something tells me that might not have been the best choice, but I'm going with it. I'm sticking with it. So we'll see what the results of this is, and we'll end the episode at this point. So for the last time this episode, what are the results of my actions? Or action in this case. What have we got? Before the group begins its march, you plant your sword in the snow and turn to Halra. This valley will be a choke point. If we walk in blind, we'll be cut apart. Halra, get us ready. Halra's eyes gleam with something between pride and grim determination. She rolls her shoulders, chainmail rattling faintly, and begins barking orders with the precision of a seasoned soldier. Kaelin is placed on the outer flank, bow ready, tasked with covering high ground and ridges. Sarah is directed to prepare wards and her heaviest offensive spells, saving lighter cantrips for harassment. You, Alvaran, and Halra will take the center, shields raised, meant to break any initial charge. Packs are lightened, bedrolls and spare gear stashed in a marked hollow to keep you agile. Very worried about this. Halra, if they want us, they'll have to take us head on, and we'll cut through them like the fjord wind. With preparations made, the party stands ready, weapons in hand, watching the fog over Witchpine Valley shift like living smoke. Somewhere beyond the ridges, runes and chains wait. Absolutely brilliant. So, I think this is going to be where we end the episode for today. It was a bit of a combat intense episode, but we got through it, and we're approaching Witchpine Valley now for what looks like is going to be quite a showdown. But we'll leave that for the next episode. So, as always, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.